Good evening, everyone. I first want to thank you all for coming out today to celebrate this truly special occasion, the 19th birthday of my oldest son, Marquis. It still feels like yesterday when I was holding him in my arms, and now he's stepping into adulthood to the beat of his own drum. I want to start this toast off by telling you about his arrival. On June 14, 2004, 15-year-old me gave birth to a handsome 6 pounds, 13 ounce, 19 inches long baby boy. And I will never forget that day because that's the day my life changed for the better. From watching him take his first steps, his first falls, to his first words. And once he got the hang of talking, he never stopped talking since. He always had a question, and he wouldn't leave you alone until he got the answer to the question. And when he found out an interesting fact, he will always start the conversation with, "Did you know?" A little story. When I first took him trick-or-treating, we came across a house, and the man was dressed up as Winnie the Pooh. And once Marquis saw him, when the question started. "Did you know who Winnie the Pooh best friend was?" And after that, it was more questions and a longer conversation. The man pulled me aside and told me he liked his quick wit, and told me how engaging he was. And ever since then, every time we went trick-or-treating, we always had to go to the house where the man who was dressed up as Winnie the Pooh. Each year he did change his costume, so it was a new question and a new story to tell. That showed me how curious he was and his love of learning. And with his love of learning, he found a love for science. And when he was only in pre-K, he told me he wanted to be a scientist. And my mouth dropped. For him to be so young and he knew what he wanted to be really blew my mind. So I engaged him by buying all the science stuff, keeping him in clubs, and keeping him interested as much as I could. And he kept that interest for a long time. In kindergarten, he had to do an oral report. And I know it seems like that's a lot, but he was in Catholic school, and they do stuff different there. He chose to do his project on the solar system, and he aced it and gave them extra fun facts. And from then, he excelled in school. He always was on the honor roll, and he received lots of scholarships for his academic achievements. And all I can do is be proud. I was proud that he never was a follower, and he never let peer pressure change him from the person that he is. Even though this is not a milestone birthday, I always celebrate every day of his life due to the fact that I almost lost him. On May 16, 2015, I got the worst phone call of my life. Marquis, his brother, and my nephew were all hit by a car. And it wasn't the thought of one being hurt. It was thought of both of them. And I was broken. But I'm very thankful through all their injuries that they still are with me. So this is why this is such a special occasion. And I just want to end it with this. From him being my little infant to now being a responsible young man with a generous and caring heart, a witty sense of humor, a love for anime, Dungeons and Dragons, and a pretty impressive sword collection. I want to tell him to follow his dreams and live his life to the fullest. I want him to trust all his abilities and the challenges that he may face and learn from them. I want to tell him how much I love him and I believe in everything that he does. He wants to be a writer now, so I'm encouraging that goal for him. So now, I just ask that we raise our glasses and wish my son, Marquis, a happy birthday. Thank you. And this is Marquis.